Welcome back to Bible Shorts, episode 107. Lost and Found, Parables from Luke chapter 15. Now the tax collectors and sinners were all gathering around to hear Jesus. But the Pharisees and teachers of the law muttered, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them. Why does he spend so much time with bad people?" Then Jesus told them this parable. The lost sheep. There once was a shepherd with 100 sheep. He led them to places where they could find fresh grass. He made sure they always found water to drink. He took great care of his flock. Every night, the shepherd counted all the sheep, making sure they were safe. One night, as he counted as usual, all the way from 1 to 99, but the last sheep was missing. One sheep must have wandered away and got lost. The shepherd cared for the missing sheep as much as for the rest. He had to try to find the one that was lost. He knew the 99 sheep would be safe together, so he set out to look for the lost sheep. The shepherd searched all over the hills for the lost sheep. He looked down holes, between rocks, and under bushes. Time passed, and he didn't hear a bleat or a baa. But the shepherd did not give up. At last he heard a tiny sound. Baa! He followed the sound. It grew louder. And there was the missing sheep. The shepherd was very happy. He gently picked the sheep up. He put it across his shoulders and he carried it all the way home. Then the shepherd called out to his friends, "My sheep went astray and lost its way, but now it's here. Let's raise a cheer." And they all had a party to celebrate. When you lose something precious, aren't you pleased to find it? Jesus asked the people listening to him. That's just like God, he said. That's why I spend time with people who have taken the wrong path and those who are in trouble. God is like the shepherd in this story. When someone comes back to God, God and his angels in heaven are filled with joy. Then Jesus told another story. Once, there was a hard-working farmer who had 2 sons. One day, one of the sons said, "Half your money will be mine one day. Give it to me now." The farmer agreed and gave his son the money. The young man went far away. He made lots of new friends. Everyone enjoyed his parties. He wasted all his money having a good time. One day he realized, "It's not very funny. I've spent all my money." All his friends had gone too. He was alone and very hungry. He found a job looking after some pigs. Oh, they were so dirty and smelly. The young man wasn't given much food. He was always hungry. He thought, "My father's servants live better than me. If I say sorry to my father, I could work for him. Then I would always have food to eat." The young man set off on the long journey home. I didn't treat my father well, he thought. I must say sorry to him. But he may not welcome me home. Later, he saw someone running toward him. It was his father. He had missed his son very much. He often watched for him and had seen him from far away. He hugged and kissed the young man. I'm sorry for doing wrong, said the son. I'm not fit to be called your son. Can I be your servant? Nonsense, his father said. Welcome home. We must celebrate your return. His father told his servants to give the young man clean clothes and to prepare a great feast. My son was lost to me, but he has come back, he said. We'll have a party to celebrate. Meanwhile, the older son was in the field, and when he came near the house, he heard music and dancing. So he called one of the servants and asked him what was going on. Your brother has come, he replied, and your father has killed the fattened calf because he has him back safe and sound. The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out and pleaded with him. But he answered his father, Look, all these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders. Yet you never gave me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours who has squandered your property comes home, you kill the fattened calf for him. My son, the father said, you are always with me and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad because this brother of yours was dead and is now alive again. He was lost and is now found. Now, Luke does not tell us what the reaction of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law thought about this story, but I expect you can guess. So, who are this group of people who call themselves Pharisees? Who are they? Well, Pharisees came from all levels of society, but they were mostly middle-class businessmen and leaders of the synagogues. They were noted for their rigid adherence to specific ways to act, arising from their interpretation of the first 5 books in our Bibles: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, which they call the Torah. The Pharisees had a number of rules and explanations that have been passed down from teacher to teacher, from one generation to another, to explain how to interpret things that were written down in the Torah. And Jesus thought they were way, way too concerned with following very strictly every rule or law, but neglecting really important things: seeking justice, fair treatment for everyone, being kind. Jesus infuriated the Pharisees because he insisted that people's needs were more important than following the strict letter of the rules, like no work on the Sabbath, because he thought healing people could hardly be called work, but an act of grace. So, what happens next? Look for Bible Shorts, episode 108. 10 lepers sitting by the road.